The Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, located in Washington, D.C., is currently closed until the fall of 2022. But if you had your heart set on visiting this museum, you're in luck, because there's a second location about 40 minutes away near Dulles International Airport, and it's definitely worth the drive. Once inside and through the security checkpoint, keep an eye out for the QR code where you can download a map of the museum. Below the map, you'll find links where you can do a deep dive into the different sections of the museum. Walk straight ahead and you'll enter the main hangar, which is enormous and houses hundreds of planes. The first ones you'll come across are the famous Spitfire and the SR-71 Blackbird. We headed down the walkway and started at the Stealth Fighter. Due to COVID, volunteers weren't physically present, but were available to answer questions via live video feed. We walked through the Cold War aviation, modern military, and Korean and Vietnam War sections first. Throughout the museum, you'll find these stations where the staff do fun science experiments and demonstrations. Grace enjoyed this, and the staff were really fun to listen to.
3, 2, 1.
Oh no! Next, we headed up the elevator to the observation deck, where you'll find great views of the Virginia mountains, and you can watch passenger planes land at Dulles. I get pretty sick on simulators, so I skipped this one, but Kat and Grace had fun blasting off into space and taking a quick tour of the solar system. Next to the simulators is the pre-1920s aviation section, which was fascinating. Getting to see these turn-of-the-century aircraft and learning about the many attempts and failures of those early innovators was interesting. It's kind of amazing that anyone in their right mind would want to fly one of those things, which looked like they were made with paper and popsicle sticks. We made our way to the next couple sections, aerobatic and business aviation. There's tons to see here and hard to catch it all in one visit. But one thing you can't miss is the Air France Concorde that you can walk right under. We decided to venture into the next hangar, which houses spaceflight, satellites, rockets, and missiles. We planned on looping back around to finish off the main hangar at the end of the day. There's lots of walking at this museum, so plan ahead so you're not crisscrossing the hangars. The Space Shuttle Discovery is incredible to see in person, and you can ask questions or just listen to the volunteers provide lots of cool info. Discovery is the longest-serving space shuttle, operating from 1984 to 2011 and completing 39 missions. Next, we headed upstairs to take a look at the restoration hangar, where vintage aircraft and museum pieces are being actively restored. In this area, you'll also find a temporary exhibit called Clouds in a Bag, which is all about the early days of hot air ballooning in the late 18th century. One of the coolest parts of this museum are the catwalks that take you way up to the top of the hangar, where you can get a bird's eye view of the whole museum floor and a closer look at the planes suspended in the air. After coming back down, we finished touring the main hangar sections about sport and general aviation, ultralight aircraft, and World War II German aviation. We made our way back upstairs to explore one more catwalk before heading over to the museum gift shop. Grace wanted everything in the store, and I don't blame her. There are lots of great souvenirs here. There are several IMAX movies available, but we had to skip this as the length and start times didn't line up for us the day we visited. After exiting the parking lot, we pulled over and I managed to get a few shots of some planes coming in for a landing. They passed right overhead, and it was a fun way to end our trip out to the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum in Virginia. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.